Now to the new push to end the war in Ukraine. President Donald Trump speaking on the phone today with the Russian President Vladimir Putin, and then later Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in his efforts for a peace negotiation.
And Trump says in order to end the war, Ukraine would need to give up territory to Russia. Tom George spoke with members of the Triangle's Ukrainian community as they continue hoping for a breakthrough.
It has now been almost 3 years since Russia invaded Ukraine, and during that time, thousands of people have moved right here to the Triangle, fleeing the war. Now, amid that news from the Trump administration, many worried about their future. At RDU, Olena Kozlova-Pates sending off a friend on a mission.
To Boston and then on to Poland to get into Ukraine and visit our partners there, take some medical supplies there.
Her group, Ukrainians in the Carolinas, has made many of these trips, supporting Ukraine in its fight against Russia.
All because of the generosity of our friends here in North Carolina.
The sirens on her last trip to visit family, a reminder that 3 long years of war have taken their toll.
The bloodshed must stop, and this war must end.
Today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth calling for peace, while President Trump says he spoke with Putin and Zelensky. But it's the terms that are raising questions tonight. Hegseth saying Ukraine joining NATO or getting its 2014 boundaries back is unrealistic, and that European forces, not U.S. troops, should be the main sources of security in the area post-war. Kozlova-Pates is urging the U.S. to stand up for democracy.
I hope he remembers, what President Reagan said during the Cold War, was that there's no security, no safety in the appeasement of evil.
At UNC, Professor Graham Robinson has studied the region since the Cold War and says things are much different now.
So I think people should be worried. I think that very simply, if you're going to negotiate a peace deal, you don't give up all the important elements of that negotiation before you even start.
He says as the U.S. pivots towards other looming threats like China, it shouldn't come at the expense of allies like Ukraine.
This is a moment of where you would really need steady American leadership in support of pro-democratic forces in Europe, and we're not seeing that, and I think that's very short-sighted.
But from Raleigh to Kiev,
they live on this hope, right? They're very hopeful that America will not leave them behind.
And in the meantime, the Ukrainian community here in the Triangle, especially refugees, are staying organized. They're hoping to raise awareness of the 3-year anniversary of the invasion by having a rally in downtown Raleigh. At RDU, Tom George, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.